In the history of India, some emperors are remembered for their monuments, some for their victories, and some for the fear they created. Aurangzeb, a ruler who expanded the Mughal Empire to its greatest size, yet lived a surprisingly simple life. His father, Shah Jahan, built the magnificent Taj Mahal. But Aurangzeb requested something very different for himself. No grand tomb. No marble palace. No royal monument. Just a simple grave beneath the open sky. He imprisoned his own father. Executed his own brother. Spent decades in war. And in the final years of his life, the most powerful man in India wrote words filled with loneliness. But who was Aurangzeb really? A pious ruler? A ruthless emperor? Or a man who conquered an empire, but lost his peace? In the year 1618, a child was born in Dohad. His name, Muhyiddin Muhammad Aurangzeb. The Mughal court was filled with luxury, music, silk, and celebration. But Persian chroniclers wrote that Aurangzeb was different from the very beginning. He disliked music, avoided entertainment, spent long hours in prayer, read the Quran constantly, and trained himself in warfare and discipline. Unlike many Mughal princes, Aurangzeb preferred simplicity over pleasure, power over comfort, control over emotion. His elder brother, Dara Shikoh, was the favorite son of the royal court. Dara studied philosophy, Sufism, and comparative religion. But Aurangzeb viewed him very differently. Some Persian records suggest that Aurangzeb believed Dara was drifting away from Orthodox Islam. Over time, the rivalry between the brothers became dangerous. Then came the year 1657. Emperor Shah Jahan fell seriously ill. And almost immediately, the Mughal princes began preparing for war. Because inside the Mughal Empire, there was no peaceful succession. The throne belonged to whoever could seize it. And Aurangzeb proved to be the most patient and most calculating of them all. At the Battle of Samagar, Dara Shikoh was defeated. He fled across the empire, but was eventually captured. Persian chronicles describe how Dara was brought to Delhi in humiliation. Soon after, he was executed. Some records claim that his severed head was presented before Aurangzeb for identification. That night, Delhi fell silent. But the greatest shock was yet to come. Aurangzeb imprisoned his own father, Shah Jahan. The former emperor was confined inside Agra fort for years. From his chamber, he could reportedly see the distant white dome of the Taj Mahal, the monument he had built for his beloved wife. But now, the ruler of Hindustan had become a prisoner of his own son. The reason was not madness, nor the legend of a black Taj Mahal. The real reason was power. As long as Shah Jahan remained alive and free, rebellion was always possible. Aurangzeb wanted only one emperor in the empire: himself. After taking the throne, Aurangzeb adopted a new royal title, Alamgir, meaning conqueror of the world. And for many years, that title appeared true. The Mughal Empire expanded farther than ever before. But unlike previous Mughal rulers, Aurangzeb avoided excessive luxury. Persian writers describe him wearing simple clothing, writing copies of the Quran by hand, and even stitching prayer caps himself. According to historical tradition, the money earned from those caps was kept aside for his burial expenses. Imagine that. A man who ruled one of the richest empires on earth, preparing for death using money earned by his own hands. Aurangzeb also instructed that no grand mausoleum should be built for him. No giant dome. No marble masterpiece. No royal extravagance. Only a simple grave. And even today, his tomb remains remarkably modest. Located in Kuldabad, open to the sky, almost unrecognizable as the resting place of an emperor. But Aurangzeb was not remembered only for simplicity. He was also known for severity. He reimposed the jizya tax, restricted music within the imperial court, and ordered the destruction of certain temples. especially in regions linked to rebellion or political resistance. Cities like Kashi and Mathura became deeply associated with these actions. At the same time, some Persian records also mention land grants and protection given to other temples and Brahmins. Which is why Aurangzeb remains one of the most debated rulers in Indian history. To some, a defender of faith. To others, a ruler whose policies created division across the empire. During his reign, several important structures were built. Most famously, Badshahi Mosque. At the time, one of the largest mosques in the world. Built from red sandstone and white marble. A symbol of Mughal power and imperial scale. The era also saw the construction of Bibi Ka Maqbara, often called the mini Taj Mahal. And inside the Red Fort in Delhi, Aurangzeb commissioned the elegant Moti Masjid. The Lahore fort also received the famous Alamgir Gate, named after his imperial title. But as the empire expanded, the emperor himself grew older. War after war, campaign after campaign, slowly exhausted him. In some of his personal letters, a different Aurangzeb appears. Not a conqueror, not a king, but a tired old man. In one famous line, he wrote, "I came alone, and I go as a stranger." The words of a ruler who possessed unimaginable power. Who possessed unimaginable power, yet seemed uncertain of what he had truly achieved. In 1707, Aurangzeb died. Far from the glory of Delhi. Far from the splendor of royal celebration. And exactly as he had requested. There was no grand mausoleum. No magnificent monument. Only a simple grave. For a man who ruled almost all of India, yet chose simplicity in death.